Hey, it's Manny. You just hit 40 and probably have a hodgepodge of gear from leveling through Wony. You have level 38, 36, and some 40 gear. So you started scouring the internet for a build, but most builds are pretty niche and require completely maxed out recal libraries and mods, which is going to take time. It's also going to take a halfway decent build to get you there. So in this video, I'm going to show you a nice beginner build to help get you off your feet. I do want to preface this by saying this build is not the highest DPS out there, but it will help you tackle more difficult content that is fairly easy to put together. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you know when there's new videos. And if you're looking for someone to game with, you can find me and other players in the Militia Discord server. The link is in the description below. All right, let's go over the build. So I'm not going to go over the exact attributes I have on my build because I have max roll pieces right now. I'm going to basically go over the brand sets and the gear sets that you need. But as far as attributes go, I'll cover which attribute you need to focus on. The reason for that is because your watch is probably not maxed out yet, right? So I automatically have 10% crit hit chance here. I get an additional 10% weapon damage here. So my watch is maxed out, so I get additional benefits there. Plus all my gear, I have all god rolled stuff, so I've optimized it, all my max rolled mods and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go over that. I will tell you which attribute you want. All right. So let's cover the gear first. So this is called Negotiated Dilemma build, or otherwise known as ND. You'll hear me say ND, and that's for Negotiated Dilemma. We'll talk about the backpack first. This is a must. You have to have the Negotiated Dilemma backpack, and we're going with a 4-piece. So the first 2 pieces give you 15% crit hit chance. The first 3 pieces give you 20% crit hit damage, and then the 4-piece gives you hostile negotiation. So what happens with ND is critical hits mark enemies for 20 seconds, and you can mark up to 3 people total. All right. Now here's the key. When you critically hit a marked enemy, all other marked enemies take 60% of the damage. So we mark 3 guys, we start doing damage to one of them. The other 2 people take 60% of that damage. However, we have the backpack on. It has the talent critical measures. Increases hostile negotiations from 60% to 100%. So anytime we crit hitting one of the marked enemies, the other 2 marked enemies will take 100% of that damage. So you're damaging 3 people at one time. That's 3 times the damage. All right. There is no other build that does that much damage like that. All right. Right now, I'm telling you straight out. So this is huge. This is big, and this is going to help you take on harder content to get better gear, to get more builds. All right. This will help you. Now, so you need 4 pieces in ND. You need the backpack, and then the chest. You do not want the ND chest. That's the only other thing I say. The ND can be the mask, gloves, knees, or holster. The other 2 pieces you want a Fenris piece. It can be the chest, or it can be something else, right? But the reason we want a non-ND piece is because we want a different talent. The talent we're going for is Spotter. It applies total weapon damage and skill damage by 15% to pulsed enemies, all right? So we're going to be pulsing enemies. We do actually 15% damage. This is not the highest damaging talent that is out there. This is a really good one for starting, right? The reason we want Fenris is because of the 10% assault rifle damage. We're going to be using mainly an assault rifle, so that's what we want to go with. The second piece we want, brand set piece we want that's non-ND, is going to be a Cheska. The reason is for the 10% crit hit chance, all right? So now with ND, 2-piece ND anyway, gives you 15% crit hit chance, another 10%. So we're up to 25% crit hit chance here already, all right? So that's what we want. All right, now let's talk about the specialization. We're going with Technician. The reason we're going with Technician is because you're going to have to make sure you unlock Technician. It shouldn't be too hard to do that. You want to get Technician because of the link laser pointer. It will automatically spot any enemy you aim at, right? So here is our AR. We're going with the Police M4. You can craft these. It's a really nice piece of craft. We want our attribute to be damage out of cover. So the core attributes are always the same: assault rifle damage, health damage. Your secondary attribute, you want damage out of cover. And then for our talent, we're going with Flatline, right? Because it amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies, right? So that's what we're doing. You can also go with Fast Hands if you want, but Flatline actually does more damage. I like Flatline. It's the one I've been using now since it came out. So let's look at our mods real quick. You want to put crit hit chance wherever you can. So I got crit hit chance in the scope. And another option though is you can go with headshot damage mods for your scopes. You can go with the 8x scope, which gives you 30% headshot damage, or we even have the 12x scope, which is 35% headshot damage. That is if you have very high crit hit chance already, and you don't have to worry about using this scope, the 3.4x scope for the 5% crit hit chance. So those would give you a little more headshot damage, which is nice, but it doesn't help you with a crit hit chance. So if your crit hit chance is really low and you need to add it, this 5% is going to be huge. But you can get 30% or 35% headshot damage if you can hit your headshots. So these are good options. All right. Now for the mag, I'm going the extended round. I got 20 round. You might only have the 10 round. Use either one. If you have the 20, use it. Otherwise, use the 10. Now here it is, the Link laser pointer. Technician's laser pointer pulses targets at which it is aimed. So it's automatically pulses, which means it spots them, so that you get the bonus from flatline and from spotter. All right. And then muzzle brake is crit hit chance as well. So now you get another 10% crit hit chance here between this and the scope. So now we're at 25. Now up to 35% crit hit chance. All right. That's key. Just remember that. All right. For our secondary weapon, we don't use this a lot. Sometimes there's like 1 or 2 enemies left and you just want to like long range them. So for me, I like the M1A CQB. Some people will use the M1A Classic, which actually hits a lot harder. But I like this one just because it shoots a little faster. I've gotten used to it, and it really helps with ND and shooting a bunch. All right. So same as the other one, we want damage out of cover on this. And then for talent, Boomerang is probably your best bet with ND because crit hits have 50% chance to return the bullet. And then the next round in the mag does 40% damage, right? So you can also go with Rifleman, which is more of like increases weapon damage when you hit the head. But Boomerang, since we're looking at crit hits, Boomerang's pretty good for this, all right? So crit hit chance on the muzzle, Link laser pointer underneath as well. We still need that for the thing. 5-round mag and 35 the 12x scope for headshot damage, all right? That is our weapons. Pistol doesn't matter. You're not going to be using it. So whichever, just get a high damaging pistol. I have the Regulus. You probably won't have that. You can go with a Liberty or a D50 or something like that. It doesn't matter. All right. Now for our mods, I'm going with Reviver Hive. You get to get out of jail free, which is nice. And then we're going Crusader Shield. I'll show you how to do this. We'll right peek so that enemies can't actually hit us. So this is key. And with Technician, you automatically get skill tier 1, so you get increased shield health, regen, and holstered regen. So it's actually, Technician kind of helps with this as well. All right, so now what we want to talk about, let's look at our stats real quick, right? We got a M1A, a police M4 out. What we want to be is crit hit chance in this division is maxed out at 60%. So we already said we're at 35% with just the weapon, the Cheska brand piece, and the negotiated dilemma. So we're at 35%. So we have 25% more to get, more crit hit chance to get. Now I'm not maxed out at 60. So if you have 60% and you apply another crit hit chance, it's wasted. It maxes out at 60. You can't go past it. If you apply, say I put another 6% crit hit chance in here, I'll go up to 60% and I'll lose out in that last 3%. So we've done calculations and it seems like 57%, give or take, is probably the best you want. You can go over it. Don't go over 60, but you don't want to go less than 57%. Right around this mark is pretty good. All right, so now with that, so when we're getting our attributes, what we want to focus on is putting crit hit chance everywhere. So for example, on the gear set pieces, negotiated dilemma pieces, you only have one secondary attribute, all right? So you have a core attribute, everything has weapon damage, so you want max weapon damage as much as you can get, right? But your secondary attribute, I have crit hit damage right here, you're going to put crit hit chance in, like up until the point of getting at 60%, all right? So you want to just put crit hit chance everywhere, right? So for our Fenris piece, we get actually 2 slots attributes, so we get crit chance and crit damage. You want both of those on this piece, and the same thing with the Cheska piece. You want crit chance and crit hit damage on these 2 pieces. You want to get as much as you can, all right? But with that being said, you'll actually have a mod on your backpack, a mod on your mask, and a mod on your chest, all right? You want your mods and your secondary attributes on your negotiation dilemma to be crit hit chance until you're maxed out. Once they're maxed out, start re-rolling everything back to crit hit damage, all right? So once you get to about 57%, start rolling crit hit damage, all right? That's all it is to this this build. Just make sure you get up to that at least 57% crit hit chance, and then just roll everything back to crit hit damage. Once you start getting more attributes maxed out in your recal library, and you start getting maxed mods and things like that, then put crit hit damage. So crit hit chance first, then crit hit damage, all right? That's all it is to it. All right, so we got this on Legendary DUA. Mainly doing Legendary just simply so I don't kill things too quickly and I can go over what I want to cover. So there's a couple things I want to talk about. First being, let's get over here and we'll talk about it. So, all right. So as everything starts spawning in now, one thing I want to mention is, remember, we actually have that link laser pointer on her. As soon as we spot something, see how he is now lit up. That means he's spotted. That means now spotter works, and flatline on our AR will do bonus damage to him. All right, so that's the first thing. Make sure you spot. You just have that link laser pointer, it'll work fine. The next thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about warhounds and mini tanks right there. So warhounds and mini tanks they don't have armor bars, but they do have armor on them. And what you have to do is break through the armor first before you can actually damage it. However, the way Negotiated Dilemma works, it actually circumvents that additional armor. You no longer have to break it. What you do is you mark the mini tank or the warhound, and then you damage something else. And when the damage transfers, it goes right to the health and not to the actual armor itself. So it'll go right to the health. You'll see that in a second. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about is right peeking. So we're going to be doing right peeking here. I got my shield. I got my Crusader shield. They're going to spot me in a second. Mark up some guys. So spot some guys, I should say. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark him, and then we're going to probably mark something over here. So when right peeking, so as you can see right here, my crosshairs are on the actual dumpster right here. If I move to the side right here, you can see my crosshairs is on the right hand side. It's not on the dumpster. It's grayed out. Now there's a little red dot, the red dot sight. I'm going to hit the dumpster, so I won't be able to shoot anything. But they can't see me yet. However, if I scope in, now I can actually shoot him, and I won't actually hit the dumpster. Not scoped in, the red dot is right there on the dumpster, and I'll hit the dumpster. Scoped out like this, scoped in I should say. Now I can hit those guys, all right? And I'm right, this is the right peeking. This is so they cannot see me. All right, so let's start this up. We'll start hitting these guys here. Now I'm gonna burn through a lot of ammo. You gotta be careful, guys, over there. They're over here, they circumvents the right peak, but right here, if I just go like this, there's a mini tank. Let's mark the mini tanks, right? So there's one marked, there's the other. You can see the damage, right? So now I'm hitting this one. You see the purple tank taking all the damage? That's exactly what we want. Now the little red guy. Now the other thing you got to keep in mind is you will start, so like when you mark things, you mark 3 items, 3 guys. It will drop off one guy. So I got, there's one marked, there's one marked, and there's one marked. The tank is actually almost dropped off. Now he's healing. He dropped off. But you can see everything else dropping as I do damage to that guy, right? So watch. See, he just died. And that's all there is, guys, to it. So, like I said, we got the spotter. Make sure you spot him up. And then you want to have 3 things marked if at all possible. So that way you do as much damage as you can. You can see the Negotiated Dilemma mark on him. And because I'm right peeking here, it's really hard for them to hit me. Although the drones will come and get me. Just got to be careful in an area like this that they come over here so he can see me through the right peak. Like that. So we just want to get rid of him. But the guys out in front right here, they cannot see me like this. But remember, so if I shoot the dumpster right now, see I hit the dumpster? Actually, I want to be like this. There's the dumpster. So I'm shooting the dumpster, but now I can right P like this. Watch out for the drones. Even the chunguses can't hit me here. I'm out a little bit too much. There we go. He's shooting, but he's not hitting me. And that's the right peak. That's the most important part of this whole thing. And that's it, guys. And just remember, right peak works on any piece of cover that you can actually stand behind and completely cover over your head. It works on everything. So it doesn't have to be just in this one spot here. Any place will work. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button below and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. If you'd like to see more content like this, then please smash the subscribe button. Also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'd be happy to answer any questions live on stream. Until next time, agents, happy hunting.